So good morning, Kenyans. So today being on the is it 18th or 19th? Let me see. Yeah, 18th or 19th. I don't know. So today being on a Tuesday, we are going to cover the topic about monuments, national heritage. Sorry, and this will include museums, prehistoric sites, and monuments. So in this case, I asked you a long time ago to comment in the comment section and tell me a topic about politics which you think I should cover. In this case, today we are going to talk much about monuments and what monuments mean and are involved. So in this case, today we are going to talk about national heritage, and today I have a book here which I bought. As you can see, it says Kenya past and present. Kenya past and present. So this book you get from the National Museums of Kenya in Nairobi, and it's just you get a membership card and you are allowed to join the club. So it's a good club. In this case, you have KMS highlights. So today we are going generally to talk about monuments and what monuments mean. So in this case, we have the Kenya Museum Society. That's what you'll join. And how do you join this? So for this case, you join the Kenya Museum Society. So for me, I just paid 1750. So it's 1,750. And but there are various categories. So for the membership, you support KMS with your membership, and you help promote and preserve Kenya history, culture, and artifacts. At the same time, you'll have fun learning about Kenya. In this case, becoming a KMS member and enjoy. So these are some of the things that you get, the things that as a KMS member you'll be enjoying. You have free entry to all national and regional museums, historic sites, and monuments in Kenya. So you have birds walk with the Nature Kenya. You have entry to the Ololua Nature Trail at half price. You have monthly newsletter tracker to keep you abreast of KMS and museum activities. So you get an email. That is if you have you get an email update on KMS and museum activities. You get an annual magazine, Kenya Past and Present. You get 5% discount on books in the KMS shop at Nairobi National Museum. Free borrowing privileges at KMS Library. Free reading privileges at the National Museum of Kenya. Reduced advertising rates in the tracker and Kenya Present and Past. So, what are the charges? You have single resident where you get Kenya shillings 1750. Family resident you get 2,500. Students, and in this case I'm telling students, maybe you are at the University of Nairobi, and on the weekends only what you do maybe is take some alcohol and enjoy the moment at the University of Nairobi. You can get a membership card at the KMS. So you join this facility, and this is how you do it. So you have students who pay 300 Kenya shillings. Upcountry, that's a new category. You pay Kenya shillings 1,200. That is for one membership card. Non-resident, you pay that is US dollars 50. That translates to what? 7,500 for people. In this case, use US dollars. So mostly are people from the US and UK. So you pay 7,500. Visitors, you pay Kenya shillings 800. Business membership, you pay 6,000. That is 8 membership cards. Business membership for Kenya. Business membership for Kenya, you pay Kenya shillings 6,000. And here are their contacts. So their contacts is info@kenyamuseumsociety.org. I repeat, info@kenyamuseum.org, or their contacts 0724 255 299. And then they have a website. You can check in their website. That is, if you are out of the country, you can check www.kenyamuseumsociety.org. So in this case, we are going to talk about monuments from this book, Monuments. So in this case, here are the museums and monuments of Kenya. So if you are in Kenya, these are the museums which maybe you are in an area like Nairobi, you can visit the National Museum of Kenya, which is their main headquarters. So there are different museums. So you may have museums under the National Museum of Kenya, Nairobi National Museum, Karen Blixen House, Nairobi. Karen is in Karen. Nairobi Gallery, Kabarnet Museum, Baringo, Kapenguria Museum, West Pokot, Kisumu Museum, Kitale Museum, Trans Nzoia, Lamu Museum and Lamu Port, Loyangani Desert Museum, Marsabit, Malindi Museum, Kilifi, Meru Museum, Narok, Shimoni Slavery Museum, Mombasa, Wajir Museum. So here are the historic sites and monuments: Fort Jesus, Mombasa; Hyrax Hill, Nakuru; Kenyatta House, Maralal, Samburu; Ologelasi, Magadi, Kajiado; Songor, Nandi, and others. So I didn't read all of them. So today we are going to talk about University of Nairobi Towers and KICC and how do they compare. So there is a note here. They are saying under the Constitution, some of the museums are being transferred to their respective country control. So under the Constitution, some of the museums are being transferred to their respective county control. So you see in this case, the University of Nairobi and Kenyatta universities don't fall under the county. Actually, if you have been to Nairobi, the Nairobi county offices and the Kenyatta, that is Kenyatta International Conference Center, KICC, are opposite. They are just being separated by a road, and the University of Nairobi is also opposite on the other side. That's a funny thing. So in this case, we are going to talk about monuments, the University of Nairobi. So in the case whereby we have the KICC, it's a national heritage. So both of them have one thing in common. So we have the University of Nairobi helipad and we have the KICC helipad. So both of them compare and are monuments in this country. And how are they national heritage? So the University of Nairobi is a national heritage, and it has done this by having, that is, being there for a long time. Actually, the University of Nairobi has been there for a longer time than KICC, because the University of Nairobi came in around the 1950s. If I'm not wrong, 1956. The KICC came, that is much after we got the independence, that is 1963. So in the case whereby we have both of them as monuments and national heritage figures. So how do they compare? So if you check that is the KICC. The KICC came about much later, but it became a national monument just after it was built, because it was involved in the making of the currency. So if you check at the 50 Kenya shillings note for Kenya, it's there, and it has been embolded. That is, it's in the picture, and it encompasses the national heritage. We have other things. So we have the 200 Kenya shillings note, whereby we have tea and a person picking tea. We have others like the Mombasa trunk, that is the Mombasa elephant trunks, which you can see. So we have the University of Nairobi, which has a helipad. So how is it involved? So if you check at the denominations of the 1, 5, 10, 20 that is Kenya shillings coins, they have different symbols of different animals in Kenya. So we have the 1 Kenya shillings coin, which has the giraffe. We have the 5 Kenya shillings note, which has a rhino. We have the 10 Kenya shillings, which has a lion. We have the 20 Kenya shillings note, which has a, is it an elephant? I think so, it's an elephant. So both of them are monuments, and they have been captured in the national monuments, and these are the coins that we've used. So in the case whereby money is produced, so we had another day President Uhuru mentioning that is not Delaru. So he doesn't know what or how the money came about. That is changing of the currency. So can we say that the animals defaced our Kenyan presidents? Of course, they did that. So in the case whereby this happened, so some money was produced, and through Delaru, that is located just in Allsops. So in Allsops, there we have some money production company called Bear, and this is the project that has been there for a long time. So money was produced. So how is the University of Nairobi Tower, or that is the University of Nairobi, concerned with this? So we have the symbolism of a giraffe. So if you check at the University of Nairobi, that is the UNES bookshop. So you'll check at the columns. You check at the columns over there, and the symbolism of that is a giraffe. So from the top, if you check at the Gandhi, which was burnt, somebody tried to spoil our national heritage. So she thought that, okay, I don't know who she is, but somebody tried to burn it. So if you look from the top part, it's a rhino. So I'm a civil engineer, so I can tell you the different phases of a building. So we have the side view, we have the top view, and there are different views of that, and we have the cross sections. So from the top, you can check it's a rhino, and there are different animals in the universities. So they picked a few. That is the giraffe, the lion, the rhino, and the elephant, and they became part of the national heritage, which should have been done a long time ago, because the University of Nairobi has been there for a longer time, served for a longer time. We can see their use. And in this case, how did the coins come in? So the coins came in after the Indians came with the railway line, after they were contracted by the British, that is in 1901, to construct a railway line from Mombasa through Nairobi to Kisumu. So they constructed the railway line, and big ups to the Indian people who are in Kenya. You did a great job. So how did the coins come in? So the first traders in Kenya were Indians, and they used to sell their things to Africans through shops where they used to sell different things and different items. And in this case, so we have an investment bank over here. So we have an investment bank over here, and it's called Dry Associates Investment Bank. So we take a long-term view on investing. So what they are offering, so they were celebrating their 25th year anniversary, as you can see over here. 25th year anniversary in 2019, from 1994 when it was established. And they have their different offering: private wealth management, unit trust, money market, and balanced funds, pensions. So they offer pensions, so if you have retired, you come and get a pension through their bank. So they have offshore investments, they have debt and equity originations. So we were talking about Indians, maybe Indians bank through this bank, I don't know. So this book is very informative about all these things, and I'm going to read an excerpt from this. So when Indians came to Kenya, so there was something called puri, parodha, picos, and papadam. This is food that Indians come. So it's puri, parodha, picos, and papadam. For me, I know picos for the pickle jam since I was a kid. So you eat those green vegetables, and they are not good. They are disgusting actually. So we have different foods that Indians used to eat. So as you can see in this picture, the different foods that they have. So they are puri, paradas, picos, and papadams. That's the food they used to eat, and they are constructing the railway. So for the papadams, those ones I know, it's just like a bread, the round bread.